Hey, what's up guys, it's Rob. I hope you're all doing well. I've been learning how to do some different things lately, learning some animation, though I'm not really good at it. But maybe if I practice enough, I'll get better, since it's always something I wanted to try. It was also my cat Leela's 12th birthday last week on April 19th, and I posted some pictures and videos on my Instagram, The Rob World, so be sure to check that out. I'll post a link down below. I've always wanted to do a juggling tutorial because I think it's something that everyone should really know how to do. It also seems about 80% of people on my community poll wanted to see it also. The definition of juggling that I've always remembered is the manipulation of more objects than you have hands. So 2 or more objects in one hand, or 3 or more objects in 2 hands. Juggling is not only fun and entertaining, but it's extremely good for your hand-eye coordination and reflexes, and also your left and right brain balance. For this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do the Cascade, which basically involves the balls going in a figure 8 motion. There is a way to do it that they go in a circle, but I'll leave that for another time. Juggling is something that you do need to practice to get good at. It might take you a couple hours, days. It depends on you and how much you put into it. Optimally, you want to start with some beanbag balls just like these. I do offer these on my Amazon store that you can find in the links down below. Using really bouncy balls like handballs or tennis balls aren't really the best to start with, but if you really have nothing and you want to try it out, you can also take a wet or dry paper towel and wrap it in aluminum foil like this. So guys, what do you say? Want to learn how to juggle? Let's do it! I learned how to juggle from my brother Rick over 15 years ago, and when I got to college, someone tossed me 2 ketchup packets at the same time, and when I caught them, they said, "How'd you do that?" And I said, "'Cause I juggle." Cause I juggle. Cause I juggle. Cause I juggle. Making sure our feet are shoulder width apart and our hands a little bit above our waist with our palms up, we're going to imagine a window frame in front of us. Our eyes are looking at the top of that frame a little bit above our head, right around where the ball will hit its apex or peak. When we throw, we're going to keep the balls within that plane and its boundaries, and our eyes at the top of the frame. We need to therefore develop the ability to catch the ball by sort of predicting where it will land and not looking directly at it. I'm left-handed and start with the ball in my left hand and throw it to my right, but you might prefer starting with your right hand. We're trying to toss it between our hands in an arc as precisely and consistently as possible. Remember, we need to stay within the plane and dimensions of the window frame so we don't throw the ball too far back or forward or move our feet. We also don't want to throw the ball too high or straight up. Once you've practiced enough with one ball and feel that you can consistently and accurately throw it back and forth between your hands in an arc, then you're ready to give 2 balls a shot. With 1 ball in each hand now, we're going to stand with our hands shoulder width apart and waist high, again with our eyes glancing slightly above our head. With our starting hand, we'll first toss the ball to our opposite hand, and when that first ball reaches the apex, we can then throw the second ball from our opposite hand up and under the first one in an arc to our starting hand. After the second ball is thrown from our opposite hand, we then need to use that same hand to catch the first ball that we threw and that's landing. Then we can get ready to catch the second ball in our starting hand. As you can see here, I start with the 2 balls, 1 in each hand, and first throw with my left hand and exchange the balls. I then start with my right hand and do the same exact thing the opposite way. It can be really helpful to call the balls out as you throw. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Once you get good at it, you should try to practice continuously without stopping like this. You're not trying to pass the balls between your hands like this, as a lot of beginners tend to do. You need to get the timing and rhythm down so that you're not throwing the ball too early and possibly hitting them together, or even throwing it too late and causing you to rush and mess up. As always, make sure that you're staying within the plane of the window frame and that you're making accurate, consistent throws side to side. Otherwise, you'll find yourself making unnecessary movements which can affect you when you try to juggle 3. Once you feel confident that you've gotten the hang of throwing 2 balls, there's a few training exercises I'd like to do before I attempt 3 balls. While these are optional, they can further help you improve your reflexes and hand-eye coordination and will help you learn 3 a lot easier. One of the more challenging exercises is to take 2 balls in your starting hand and throw them one by one across to your opposite hand. Once you get good at it, the goal is to throw the first ball across and then the second one, only to quickly throw the first ball back to your starting hand before the second ball lands. Then throw the second ball after it, creating what looks like a figure 8 or snake if done continuously. Another good exercise is to learn to juggle 2 balls in one hand. To do this, you toss the first ball up and when it hits the peak, throw the second one after. Then again, try to do it continuously, almost in a circular or elliptical pattern. While it's also difficult, if you can master this, juggling 3 balls in 2 hands will become much easier. Also, juggling 2 balls in each of your hands simultaneously is the basis for juggling 4 balls, as you saw at the beginning. To juggle 3 balls, we now need to add 1 more ball into the mix, and we do this by placing 2 balls in our starting hand and 1 ball in the opposite hand. It doesn't matter which hand you start with, it's usually whichever you feel comfortable with, and I use my left hand. We throw the first ball from our starting hand, and as you can see here, it's represented by the red line. Just as that ball hits the peak or apex of its path, we then get ready to throw the next ball, or the one represented by the blue line, in our opposite hand. As we throw the second ball, in blue here, up and under the first, we then have to get ready to catch the one that's landing, here in red. You can think of this as an exchange or switch, in that we get rid of the ball that's in our hand, and after it has gone out, we then catch the one that's falling or coming in. Once the second ball here in blue hits its apex, we then get ready to throw the third ball here in green, up and under it, just as we've been doing before. Once again, now that we've thrown the last ball, we have to get ready to catch the ball that's falling down, or the second ball in blue. This is why accurate throws are important. Just as we're lifting up our hand, the blue ball should kinda be landing right in it. Now this is where the cycle repeats itself. As the last ball is in the air and peaks, we now have to begin to throw the first ball, which is now in our opposite hand, up and under it, just as we've been doing. Demonstrated here, I first place 2 balls in my starting hand and 1 in my opposite hand, and I make the first throw from my starting hand. I'm going to first try to make 3 throws and 3 catches. Once I've done that, then I practice with my opposite hand starting first. When you feel comfortable and the last ball is in the air, try and continue with another or 4th throw and catch. Then try 5. Stay focused and don't panic, and try to keep going, and once you've done about 20 catches or so, you can really say you're juggling. Remember, juggling is all about making accurate and consistent throws and staying focused. Once you see the ball in its peak, you need to almost instinctively know where it's going to land without looking. You'll find when you practice, your hands will almost start to move on their own to catch them. Once you've learned how to juggle, it's something you'll never really forget, and you'll definitely want to try with other objects, hopefully things that won't break. Thank you guys so much for watching my tutorial on how to juggle. I worked really hard and I had a lot of fun making it, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to press the thumbs up or like button down below, and also click the subscribe button and the bell so you stay notified. Juggling is really fun and entertaining, and you'll definitely impress others, but you need to make sure you practice to get it right. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments section below, and if you'd like to learn any cool tricks or things you could do while juggling. I do have some ideas for upcoming videos and tutorials like paper planes and other cool stuff like that, so do be sure to click that bell if you want to stay notified. And have a lot of fun juggling. Cause I juggle. Cause I juggle. Juggle.